Hello and welcome to the album, man. So yesterday I was reviewing Nightmare by this band. Today their new album, Hail to the King. So yes, Avenged Sevenfold are back, and we have a brand new album for lonely teenage girls to cut themselves at night to. Yes, M Shadows and his band of ridiculously named men are back, and they've returned with a new member this time. This is Aaron Ilijay, sorry if I don't know how to say his name, whose name seems to be an actual name for once. And he's now the permanent drummer after he took over from His Holiness Mike Portnoy, who of course was on the Nightmare album, and also toured with them out of the kindness of his ever-loving heart. And he replaced Rev, the guy with the coolest name in the band, definitely. And I still don't believe he deserves the martyrdom he has, like Dimebag Dow, just worship in the dead. I mean, annoys me. Anyway, this 6th studio effort is also brought to us by the genius producer Mike Elizondo, who has produced such wonderful metal albums as metal artists as Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Pink, Carrie Underwood. You know, some of the most respected artists in the metal community. How can this possibly go wrong? I mean, he also brought us Nightmare. So we start with Shepherd of Fire, and this is a track from the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Origins multiplayer map pack. Woo, yeah, bro dudes for life. Bloody hate Call of Duty. But actually, this song's probably one of the best on the album. Yeah, the name is badass. I say Shepherd of Fire. That's actually pretty cool. And the song starts with some rain and some bells chiming, which, even though I'm Shadow said in an interview with Metal Hammer that this album would sound like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, this is really the only Sabbath bit on the album, as it's like the haunted beginning of the song Black Sabbath from their self-titled. Except for that, they lie. I mean, this song, it really isn't actually half bad. I mean, it has a really well-played guitar solo by Sinister, I presume. I think so. And it has a decent riff. The bit that annoys me though is this slower talking-like bit, which really doesn't succeed in making the track sound any more ominous. It just sounds a little silly. Still, it's good, solid, catchy pop metal shoe-ness. I don't know. And then Hail to the King, the song that really seems to split Avenged Sevenfold's fanbase in half. You have the fanboys on one side who will suck the band's cock no matter what they produce, and then you have the other people, and maybe like myself, but I wouldn't really call myself an Avenged Sevenfold fan, to be quite fair, as you may see by this review. And I found this to be quite a fairly underwhelming song, like quite a few people did. The chorus ain't too bad, but the song just feels so washed up, so tired. The guitar solo is decent. Again, that's going to be a recurring theme throughout this album. But really, except for that, nothing musically or lyrically was presented that really captured me. It screamed mediocrity, and I didn't think it was a great choice for a single. And then we get Doing Time, and this starts with a damn annoying talking bit from M Shadows, and I'm sorry, but you ain't Jim Morrison, so pretentious poetic crap ain't gonna fly here, bro. I mean, I've actually seen this song compared to Guns N' Roses, especially the song Back Off Bitch from the Use Your Illusion albums. And it really doesn't sound like it. Maybe the intro riff a bit. In fact, if anything, M Shadow's voice sounds a little Scott Weiland-ish here, which that's no good thing if you know my personal hatred and loathing of Scott Weiland. I mean, this song is alright. It has a pleasant, fairly melodic chorus. It's okay. And now we have This Means War. Yes, and this is Avenged Sevenfold, as of course we want to cover the Nickelback song, yes, from their Here and Now album. No, I mean, it doesn't really seem cover Nickelback, but, I mean, they do share a few things in common. They both have the same name, yeah, they both have hugely overdone modern production that takes any aggression or passion out of the mix and leaves nothing but corporate shill, if I want to be a little harsh. And the second thing they share in common is lackluster, unimaginative lyrics that sound like they were written by a prepubescent who thinks he's a badass but quite clearly isn't. But the bands have always had a little bit of that image to me. And also, this song is just way too fucking long, considering how dull it is musically. Also, to those who compare this song to Slaying Off Metallica's Black Album, all I have to say, nah mate, nah. And then Requiem, this is the band foray into covering a truly classic piece, yes. we see Avenged Sevenfold show us their interpretation of Mozart's classic opus Requiem. Again, they didn't, but that would have been pretty interesting if somebody poured an Emerson, Lake and Palmer on us and started covering classical music, but I still maintain the chorus sounds bloody stupid, as he just tries too hard, just like the rest of this Patchwork song, from operatic vocal choir at the beginning to his standard trademark overused guitar tone that they use in bloody every damn song, to the deep number of the beast-like voice to try and give this a scary atmosphere. This song, it's... no. And then Crimson Day, yeah, it's that obligatory ballad we've all been waiting for, bated breath, yeah, I mean... oh god. I mean, we had So Far Away on Nightmare. I mean, the bands are capable of some decent power metal, some decent power ballads, but this ain't one. No, it's a bit of a snore fest for me. Again, the guitar solo is decent. I mean, the guitarist did play some mean lead on this album, though M Shadow's vocals annoy me, as not that surprising. But, yes, I'm not a big fan of his voice. This song, again, it's just so flippin' dull. No direction and culminating in nothing very substantial. But now we actually get something half decent, so bear with me. Heretic, I think, is a decent song. I really like the drumming in this song, and actually the album as a whole. I don't have any qualms with Ari Neil J, or whatever his name is. And I think he's actually pretty much as good as the Rev, as blasphemous as that may sound. Anyhow, now I've pissed everyone off. I may as well continue in this song. Yeah, it's pretty darn good. I particularly like the acoustic section in the middle. It really helps to break it up, make it a little more diverse. And it's probably the joint best song with Shepherd's Fire, I'd say. But now we get a bit of a rip-off here. This is Coming Home, and this has such an Iron Maiden vibe to it, with the intro riff and the vocals over it. In fact, the vocals kind of remind me a bit of Hallowed Be Thy Name over the beginning section. Though, don't interpret that as me comparing this, you know, Coming Home to one of the greatest metal songs of all time, though it clearly is influenced by it. And you know what, as much as I sort of don't want to like it because it's so blatantly ripping off Iron Maiden, it's like, I just can't help but like it. It may not be that imaginative, but it has that cool early 80s riff to it, catchy chorus. I mean, it may not be as good as Iron Maiden's song of the same name from their Final Frontier album, but I still like it. But that short streak of 2 songs, I'm afraid, doesn't quite continue with Planets, no. We said we get M Shadow's Pack, his faux aggression, singing, just, oh god. I mean, the production again, it's so bloody crisp that no aggression can even attempt to seep through it. Though, again, some positives, the drumming, I suppose. I mean, unfortunately, nothing else really impressed me or kept me engaged. Again, this could be down to my personal dislike of M Shadow's vocals. And then lastly, we get Acid Rain, and yes, this is going to be positive. I mean, this starts damn well, some lovely piano and lead guitar. I mean, I'm a sucker for that combo. Now, if we could have got a different vocalist to sing, it might be a bit different, but no, I try and be a little objective with this one. This one is a million times better than the other ballad, Crimson Day, which has, yeah, I mean, and Crimson Day has about much imagination as a last album, Nickelback ballad. This song instead gets more towards that Aerosmith power ballad, more Ain't Crying. I admit M Shadows does actually give a good performance here, and this is a great end to the album. If only put it in a bit earlier. So with a few decent songs, but maybe 4 good songs and a couple of mares, the rest pretty dire, I have to say. I think this album's a bit of a mixed bag. I admit Avenged Sevenfold are not usually my cup of tea, and while, I don't know, even though they tried to be a bit heavy on this album, a bit more, you know, straight heavy metal, I just found that it was a bit more, at least Nightmare had some diversity to it, and this even lacked that, and I wasn't a big fan of Nightmare. Overall, I'm going to give this album, you know, it's not awful. I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10. I just about prefer Nightmare, but I'm really not a big fan of it. I don't think either of them are half as good as City of Evil, to be honest. Well, maybe not half, but City of Evil is far superior, I think. This has been the album, man. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and as usual, long live rock and roll. Now, instead we get M Shadows, and yes, I'm going to get so much hatred for this one comment, but I'm still going to say. So, I'll start the sentence again. Instead we get M Shadows meowing in flames, practically. Now, I think probably everyone on the face of the planet would disagree with that description of him meowing, but quite honestly, when I listened to this, I thought, oh my god, it sounds a bit like he's meowing. I mean, we could do a bit of experiment, so here's M Shadow singing it. And then here's my cat singing it.